What is up, guys? We're back into game number 3. We're spawning in on Guanas. Sheikh in the northeast in the colour blue, playing as the Swedes. Passi, he's taking the Brits, playing in the red in the southwest. Both players, both main squeezes, both Eco House civs, both boomy civs, both musketeer heavy. We could be in for an utter borefest or a sublime classic here. And I'm going to suggest after the last game, we're definitely into another classic. Sheikh moving down to the eastern side, looking for the big treasures. We'll find 100 foods. That's a very nice way to start the game off. 100 gold nearby, but can crack shot the pirate for an easy kill on the bandit blowgunner. Another lovely treasure there. The Jagger Skull, a bit hard to take. Passi's a nearby area. He also picks up 100 food, so mirror treasures to start us off. Nice to see. This map is it's an interesting map. I used to really not like it, but I've kind of grown into it a little bit more. Really generous middle treasures as well. All tier 1, but there's nothing really bad going on. There's XP, there's wood, there's a lot of gold. Quite often you might come across 55 gold guarded by a jaguar. There's 40 there, but that treasure does exist. 50 XP by a jaguar as well, that's very good. So, scouting patterns can be in multiple directions, but certainly the big treasures on the outside flanks and actually quite dense spawn locations. So once you get in there and start treasure gathering, it actually works out pretty well. And Sheikh, yeah, moving from 100 food onto 100 gold. Does he have a market? No, of course he's on the market. He's playing Swedes. If he does get a market, he can reinvest some of that gold he's been getting from the tops back into wood. And I think that's a nice little eco play that Sweden players can kind of get back into their build orders. New pups announced. Brit having their villagers back in Age 1, and the entire community sighs that the strong Brits will be back. I think I saw a couple Sweden nerfs in there as well, so a little bit of a mixed bag in the forthcoming meta, but for the time being, I think Sweden enjoys a little bit of supremacy over Brits in the matchup, especially if both civs can kind of execute their economic plans. Sweden does have dominions, but also does have Engelberg and blueberries. For some reason, Sheikh is a massive fan of blackberries over blueberries, which is a bit of an interesting shout to say the least. No church card, but does have Vasa allies, which would be very nice in the Musk Mirror. No light gun carriages. I think that card was actually banned for the tournament, but 2 Falconets, 9 Carolines, Jaeger's Goldmine. The Age 3 competition from Sweden is pretty good with Musk, Falk, and you can either then pick Jaeger or Huss, but either the two, very strong. Look at Passi's deck. He's going for Virginia Company card number 1. Remember, Brits in this meta do not have 3 villagers. They can still send 2 villagers, which is, still pretty good. They still get to age up really, really fast. They still get to send in 700 wood, 600 wood, 5 vil as well. There's a lot of strong potential the Brits have, but Passi here going for a very boomier game here with Virginia Company. One villager going very far out to the wings to get some houses down. I think he's trying to look for some hunt, but a couple of trees would be fine as well, and just get that line of sight being built up. Double hunt forward, scouted there by Passi. He knows he can start erecting maybe a Virginia Company wall between the Carib settlement and this cliff, just getting a ring of line of sight. Get line of sight through this, get line of sight to this cliff, one house down here, and basically he protects himself from raids just by seeing where the raid's coming from. I think it's one of the stronger strategies that Brits can do, especially with the VC play style. What you don't want to do is just sit all your houses tight in base. Just means your villagers have so much further to walk out onto further resources, but also lack of scouting opportunity. Forward torp here by Sheikh. This is a happy torp. It's got 2 trees on it as well. I think he's hoping for a little bit more, but I don't think he'll complain too much. Outpost wagon and the villager. Passi. I don't think Passi sees the vill. He sees the outpost. He will follow the outpost. And what Sheikh needs to do is not reveal his forward villager. Oh, Sheikh. The game sense. The game sense. He's just led Passi right to that forward building. That outpost could have tucked in a different direction. And maybe 5 Carolines could pick off these 2 villagers for free, but I'm sure Passi will move around his economy to compensate for this one. Just gonna get out of here. Crashos Explorer, looking for the 40 gold. Will return back to base. Wood has now been sent. I'm expecting Passi to throw down a double racks to kind of catch up on the military from the earlier racks here from Sweden. Shake does go for torque wagons. The torque wagons were sent at home. Oh, we actually do have a... How the hell has he got that one in there? I'm no joking. How... Look at that! Look at that torp! Max food, max wood, max gold. No hunt on it, but even then, that's a torp. That's a great torp. That's decent. I gotta say with Shake, he plays a lot of Sweden, but he knows how to put a torp down. I gotta say that he's a master builder. Not like that Tabin fellow who can put torps down in the middle of grassy areas and gets nothing for them. Oh, so this is what I like. Shakes is literally just running. His first batch of Caroleans has just ran past the manor house. He's seen the manor house. He can raid that. But Passi, he's got no idea. Passi's got no idea where these Caroleans are, and they're going to run behind, and they will pick off those two villagers. I was talking about those two villagers. How are they still alive? They got no greatcoats. Oh, Shake could have killed 4 villagers there for Passi, and it wouldn't even been too much of a strong, like, big brain play. That's just like, oh, I've got a barracks nearby and send some units out, get some raiding in there. Passi is... His eyes are here. His eyes are this, he's doing this, he's worn up, he's thinking about pillars, he's thinking about maybe a little bit of hole to kind of get a few units in, trap them, maybe a little death zone, get the musketeers here, spawn the falcons here. He's playing eyes on here, but what he doesn't realise that he's got a decent amount of economy out on the field, which he can't really replace. And they will be good at about... and yes, he does move him back, but only because he's sieging the manor house. Oh, yeah, Shake will be kicking himself when he looks this back. He'll be utterly kicking himself. All it takes is one Carolean, and all it takes is one Explorer as well from Shake to be looking around the map. Where is it? He's actually trying his best to look around. He's trying to search down here, but... it's just... A villager will build that manor house and it spawns a villager, so where are those villas? You need to be asking those questions when you're playing against Brits sometimes. I know it's sometimes can be a bit overwhelming to track everything, your own micro, macro, tactic, strategy, and then trying to hunt for their villagers, but a 4-vill kill, this is a shipment. It's an H2 shipment, and it's worth the trade. It's worth the hunting to get it down, and he's going to go for it now. He will see the manor house. He was going there to siege it, but he does see the vills, and 99 for those two. Did pick up 240 gold, though, so they certainly have contributed to the economy very much. Defensive longbows, scouts out by the Explorer, so I actually like that scout in there from Shake. Thing is, does Shake commit H2, or does he follow up for a Musketeer, Falk timing, and in honour of Lionheart in the charts? Of course, he's going to go for the semi-fast fortress, or pivots to the 3rd age, get up, get the artillery foundry down, and make sure those falconets have been sent forward and trained. Using the torps to gather up the crates, that's very nice as well. Because like all of these torps working towards gathering this huge chest of coin. It's like 2 villagers gathering this crate up, which is pretty decent. Bit annoyingly slow. He does have 100 left over, but he does have enough resources and time that very nicely. Will be age up the Exile Prince. No steel traps though, no place of mines. The buy price as well is incredibly low. Okay, now he's changing resources around. I think this is to get the artillery foundry down. Artillery foundry built forward, I believe, but still has 15 villagers on food. Steel traps is just glorious. Greatcoats is glorious, and there's no reason to be cutting corners even if you are playing a strong civ like Sweden. Yeah, Malta's pretty decent on the map. There's usually enough hunts defensively. You know that you got these double back mines, and hunts behind the base and to the side are generous. You don't have to push any further forward than your first native post. You can wall up between there as well. You can wall up the side, choke. You know, fully walling the front is a bit tough, but your flanks can be secured quite nicely. Passi ages up himself to the next age. So this is kind of like when I'm thinking like that GMT could be a nice card in this meta, because he's got to upgrade the longbow, got to upgrade the musks, got to send in that first falconet, got to age up to the 3rd edge, so all that can work towards it. It's just, the thing is, as soon as the Carolinians go into melee charge and connect to the longbows, these guys just melt to the Carolinian hand attack, and the forward long outpost, the artillery foundry being... please don't do this, Passi. Please do go back and think about your life actions, and he does do so. Bet longbows coming in. Oh, that's a nice looking skin there. I do like that. But that was nearly going to end quite badly there, I felt. But luckily, he's avoided that situation. Jake has sent in falconets, but they have gone home. No, he hasn't. I was looking at Passi's card order. Yes, he does have the 2 falconets. Then moving forward, things artillery foundry is up from Shake, and culverins could be nice, but there's no reason to culve if you're going to win the falconet war. And actually, 2 falconets back will pick up the longbows. I think the outpost will still get sieged by these falconets. I don't think they'll join this fight as it is, but those Carolinians should be in. They should be in the fight. He needs to charge melee mode. Those falconets are unprotected. He's going to stagger. Don't stagger. Just charge melee. Split groups. Kill anything. Everything. Yes, overcommitting the Falcons is pretty cool, but all these longbows are potentially going to die here to the Falconet and these melee Carolinians. You've got 22 in range, but just going to melee mode versus 30% range. Just longbows, they're not moving. They've got to stand and fire. And potential micro error there from Shake, but defender's advantage reinforcing. Passi doesn't have a skirmisher. This is kind of the best he can hope for. I think Musks could be fine as well. Certainly the macro high food, low gold is actually quite cheap and easy to spam, but I kind of feels like a mental white flag there from Passi. That it was just, I know you kind of sometimes have to stand and deliver, but the reinforcements they're never gonna achieve what they wanted to do. Just saying, what WTF, and the scores about but the problem is the XP and the reinforcements, and he's got to back off now. You have less units than he's got Carolinians, and all it takes is 5 Huss from the forward outpost, and it's 90 knights there for you there as well. So he's going to back off. Shake is looking for other resources. It's good play, but Shake really needed to scout this back area. He just needs to define and just declare to himself that there's no villagers possibly hunting here. So by deduction, they must be down here or in base. But soon see he will start to try and pivot his forces to the right side. There are tops down there. There is a... Nope, no, it's just a parrot. I thought I saw a Hussar running down. I was like, oh my god, good play. But 3 culverins from Shake. Maybe a big brains anticipating 5 months' time, but no, culverins is not what you need. I guess he's thinking that Passi will culve himself, but having culves to defend against culves is... he's getting more falconets to kind of defend this justification. Kind of expecting to see placer mines and getting some villagers out on some forward mines like this mine to mine, get a couple vills on these and just really drive that economy. We do see some Hussars coming behind, and yeah, the Hussars is just what you need just to snare the forces, force the engagements, and then let your remaining units do most of the brunt. To be honest, Colb's probably okay versus longbows. Yeah, Colb does 3-shot a longbow. It's pretty good. And the area attack, it can certainly pack a punch. And with this high HP, 280, 75% range resist, they tank a lot. They have more HP than the Falconet. So actually having a culverin as like a pseudo Iroquois mantler as like a little tank just absorbing range damage is not too bad as well. I've seen plenty worse units and micro in my career of Age of Empires 3 observing, but longbows just get behind the wall, and yeah, I think once you've seen all this artillery, it's just like, wow, what do I do now? What do you do now? Maybe stealth Carib? Oh, it's 2P. I think there's a Carib somewhere. Yeah, there's Carib. Could go stealth Carib, but yeah, he does actually need artillery. Look at this, professional gunners. Professional gunners. That's HP there for the artillery, I think it is. Yeah, 308 HP there for the culverins. 220 Falk. Stand and fight and just get into melee modes. Shake, the longbows, they can't kite. They either stand and fight or they run away. If you're chasing them, well, they're not killing you as well. Just get into melee. Yes, there we go. Hussars behind snaring, and this should be a royal cleanup of epic proportions. And the Falcons will start to do well versus the Vet Musketeers. Reinforcing Carolines on the way as well. We haven't even gone into Carolines. I would love to see a little Jaeger shipment here. That'd be quite naughty behind. Somehow Brit's alive. What the hell? How can that be, as geeks would say, but that surprised me, that has. Passi, good unit. Well, it just looked like everything there was set up for a bit of a cleanup, but actually, Passi making me blush like a strawberry in a ripened field on a summer's day. He's pushed out his base successfully. He's now, charging in. Shake throwing down a stable with a couple of vills. It's Huss what he needs now. Jaeger's still in the deck. Jaeger's is kind of what he begged to be sent in. They're only 900 gold as well. Even just a shipment as it is, never make a Jaeger ever again. It's a great shipment. But he's now sending in Carolines instead, just trying to get the mass. No upgrades on the Carolines. No snap block. No platoon fire. I think snap blocks are what he wants, but versus their musks. Why would you not send Jaegers? I suppose he's going to try and save the gold here for Falconet. Have more Falconets behind this. Just go, again, more Musk Falc. He wants a fourth. He needs to try and get a fourth. The Carolines are going to charge in again, and they're going to try and distract. Out comes the three Falconets. And look at the split micro. Colv's getting quad kills there as well, but Falc's having a massive time. And Passi's not retreating. He's just sitting. He's just sitting underneath the artillery and just taking pound after pound. Why is he not responding to this? He's disengaging his reinforcements, but what is going on? What is going on? We're in the ECL, and if you see a fight you're going to lose, please just pull back and disengage. I guess he's right-clicking the Falconets with longbows to try and pick them up one by one, but in terms of value of resources going down there, it's not what he needs. 36 vills here for Shake. Full torps. 51 vills here for Passi. Still does have natural resources, but it's getting risky out the sides. And instead of two armies slugging against each other, maybe some tactical units maneuvers around the edge of the map might be pretty useful. A couple Carolines are still dead. Like, permanently dead. I actually like that. If there's a mod which made maybe not every unit die stay on the map, but maybe once every 5 units, maybe once every 10 dead units, just like their corpse stays on the battlefield. Like, you could just imagine seeing. There is. What is this? I don't know, but it's good. I like that. I like it a lot. Torps have now finally seen villager movement down here, and although I don't like relying on building line of sights to know where your villagers are, you got line of sight, this capybara has 8 villagers on it. Oh, is it actually 8? That's a claim. That's a claim! That's a claim! He shoots and scores again, game sense. Just look into the log of war, and actually you can kind of deduce the amount of villagers on animals decaying to kind of indicate where you want to raid. And the 8 was just a random number, but it was certainly more than 3 villagers. I can tell you that one for a fact, and I take that one. I'm calling that. That's great. But what he's identified now is where the economy is. So if Passi ever wants to disengage his army, he's going to lose economy unless he pulls the economy out as well. So it's like a double win for Shake if he wants to fight in this area of the map. But still onto that single manor house, which I don't think he ever killed, so maybe he wants to kill it now. He's thinking, got gold mines, but there's double gold mines behind the base. That gold mine's still full. Passi has been going full longbow this game. It hasn't really gone too much artillery, so gold looking in healthy supplies. But the economy is down here, and I know that the building's up here to remass, but kind of Shake's just taking his time on this one. At this point, Shake's power play is to go to the 4th age and get some heavy cannons out. Maybe Svei lifeguards could be really useful here. The HP, the ranged armor, the factory is good as well. Get those factories probably on heavy cannon production. Soon we're looking into actually sending in some copper mines to replenish some of our silver mines already going down. I'm looking at this one at home. starting one, probably build some more houses on that. But it's getting to that time where repeatedly banging your head against the wall isn't. If Shake stays age 3, he's not going to lose the game, but there's potential a big power play here to win while Passi's like panicking and getting everything sorted out. And yeah, there's 4 goals, and it's kind of hard to push with this army that Passi's got effectively. But you can see that like all Passi's thinking about is just surviving. But Shake's got the play, he's got the direction, he can do what he likes here, and he's actually sending three copper mines. It's like he's now thinking of aging, but he's also now just sending copper mines. So I'm a bit like, well, are you staying age 3 and going for economy here, or are you actually wanting to go to the next stage and send heavy cannons and research Call of Royale, guard Caroleans, and smash everything? We're in kind of 2 mindsets here. He's got carrot. I'm gonna call it. This is just bad macro here from Shaky. He wants to stay age 3. No, I joke. He's going up, but the copper mine feels really awkward at this time, and it's not bad. And the thing is, Shake's point of view, he can lose the outpost, he can lose the barracks, he can lose everything. I don't really want him to see him taking too many fights here. He's got units to upgrade, and the unit is only upgraded if it's alive. So I'd kind of want him just to maybe bait it with the Falcons, but you know the Coves are coming. He's seen the Coves. It's 4-3. Oh, Shake, no, don't do this. The game sense. What is it with his players taking unnecessary fights when they don't need to? Oh! Why is Passi nibbling the Falconets and this Cove's still alive? What is the... I'm done. What is that? How have you gone from 4-3? And there's still 3 goals on the field. Let's say you want the goal will trade it off, then you can then pivot into Falconets to do the Caroleans, but you have not won the rights now to make any Falconets. You still need to make goals to kind of deal with this artillery threat. You know what? I think Passi's game plan is he doesn't want to do any cold micro. He's just going to do some longbow right-clicking artillery micro, and that's kind of good enough. Shake's still fighting underneath his barracks with H3 units against the 4th age. I think he's agent with Falconets. I think he's going to spawn him right here, which is risky. No, I think Passi can micro this one just about. Oh, he does actually quite nicely. Yeah. Why are we taking a fight in aging? We got 1,000 wood. We can rebuild 5 barracks at home. My. I mean, we got a tournament where this is going on, and we got robots in it as well. Like we got a big variety of skills and experience, because that last 3 minutes of what I've seen is probably the funniest Age of Empires I've seen. Well, today, but certainly within the last 2 weeks, I think that was quite something. We've seen, I don't know, everything. Risotto egging Passi on to press his window. Yeah, Passi has got a window. If he's going to strike, this is the time to strike. Then down the artillery foundry. Outpost might be a good thing to take down, because you know that heavy cannons are coming. You wouldn't want to send a factory at this point of view. You want to send units. And the only units most people have in their decks these days at this stage of the game is the heavy cannons. There's not many Caroleans here to save the heavy cannons, and the right-click longbow micro seems to work really well. And I think Passi's done it. He's broken the back of Sweden. Okay, Sweden will eventually have to send the factories at this point, but yeah, there's no more Falconets for a while. The heavy cannons have gone down. Triple batch of guard cannons is very nicely. We do have yeomanry here from Passi, so that is actually helping his long range siege archery, but I don't think we have infantry breastplate from the arsenal. No, Passi does not have an arsenal at all, which is annoying. There is double Carib and Seminole, so he should get some archer attacks there for 25% damage on the longbows, and considering they have a 1.5 rate of fire, very nice play. Falcons back out, and again, 26 now. We've got reinforcements. We kind of need to start thinking about pulling back and trying to regrouping. A couple husks now on the right side will kill so many Swedish villagers. Swede has great coats. Passi still yet to get his great coats, but then again, no villagers raidings are even happening by anybody this game. And for the last 10 minutes, we're still here under the outpost, and hallelujah, we've seen some upgraded cavalry. And Passi's like, well, what do I do versus upgraded cav? I don't know. And we've got more longbows in queue. 70 vills here from Passi. Can't think maybe a little bit more. Expect a little bit more at this point. But he's really in danger now of out of resources. Moving vills middle. Hunt's gone. Only Hunt is his double left. So Passi needs to fight and needs to move everybody out of mud. You've got a lot of people in berries, but these vills need to move now onto the Hunt and get your new vills onto those berries or the vills in base. And Passi now sending in 5 hussars, training batches of musketeers, realizing there's an existential cavalry threat here from our Swedish player. Sweden explorer crack shot in a longbow. Because dude, it's just a longbow, man. It's just a longbow. These boys aren't paid enough to get crack shot in the head by an explorer. But Spade Lifeguard is coming up now, and we're into the territory where Swedish musketeers become a bit insane. 20% range resist and 250 HP. They will certainly shake off anything the longbows throw at them. That is a very, very strong unit at this point. Rosasso is cheering for the score lead, but I think the Spade Lifeguard tech is going to carry it. But I think this is what I'm saying. Like, all Sheikh had to do was back off, upgrade guard carriers, send in heavy cannons or Spade Lifeguards with a mass, have Colv or Royales, and just keep it. And oh, we see one of our combatants into the arena. So I'm gonna have to say, piss off for the time being. Doink. But oh, I love it because it's no longer in mod. I can do that. that's banter. That is. But yeah, pushing forward with falconets. The stable is going down behind this. So the cav threat here from Sheikh has been nullified, but he's got no stable. He's got 3 Raxes up, artillery foundry, and he too is also out of kind of hunt. He does actually have a couple of gold mines in places, but they're being reserved for the torps. And oh, nice hussar raid finally. No great cuts in these bad boys. They're going down very quickly. 4 bang there from the hussars. Should be enough to pick those units up. Jake's eco is looking strange. I would say that he's only got a couple gold mines, but I think one of the problems that Sweden sometimes have is not realizing when you need to put vills and gold mines to get your economy up. And Colonial Hussars here going north, picking up some more vills, and these vills are at risk as well. But a triple batch of Spade Lifeguard Carolines coming out, but it would do have a decent amount of musketeers, longbows, and falconets. And I think what Shake's doing very nicely is realizing that don't fight in small numbers. He can win this with enough mass, but he needs to go for time. He needs to get these tech units moving. Hussars running through. A couple mills up now. Still a lot of berry bushes. We shouldn't really be milling with berries on the field. They gather at the same rate. Well, berries gather much faster than mills. Unless the mills are starting to get upgraded and carded. But that's another story. Still in the balance. Score lead here for Passi, but Sheikh does have the technology, and when a fight does happen, should be able to have a strong fight when it does kick off. But yeah, Sheikh's also raiding around nicely. If Passi can also put the pressure on, get some of these Vil kills. I'm looking down on the eastern side. You might not know, but if he sent the 5 musks down here, you would see the wall, but it would, in theory, be a good raid. And maybe get onto that hunt as well. Catches the Huss. Nice play. I suppose there's no need to upgrade during Hussars these days with the guard carriers on the field. But let's look at the tapirs nearby. We've got a lot of resources, and yeah, the Vils will slowly move over as well. And I think don't want to leave it too long. Don't want to leave it too long. We did see a lot of Swedish Vils going down there. So what upgrade cards does Passi have remaining? He doesn't have an arsenal. He still has Team Musketeer HP. Yeah, you might as well send your Musketeer upgrades. But I say, could there be an argument to save your cards for when you get to the 4th age and just send your rockets and factories back to back, but I don't think Passi's ever looking there. I don't think he's got enough resources to ever consider that. Nice, so Sar raid topside. Commit and keep pushing. Might be able to find something. Realising he's been scouted by the Engelberg Torps and backs off for the time being. Still no native settlements, and I think all like the British pick on this map was with a nod to the natives, but maybe map analysis there hasn't been thoroughly conducted out, so I need to raise that with the semi-FF team management. Lovely play there from Passi, using the Falconets to bait out the Culverin fire. That is OP micro, love it! And he wins the Cold War. Passi's won a Cold War for once. I love it so much. And the actual amount of units here, he should be able to collapse on this army. Technology looking very strong here for Sheikh, but you sometimes the Zuta more numbers theorem, more stuff principle comes into action, and the Sheikh has to back off. I've never seen somebody using Falconets as a Culverin meat shield, but Passi, he continues to shine. He continues to show us how it's done, and I take my hat off for him for that one. A good fight, and the infantry are just, they're just protected. He's just going to walk straight onto his berries. That's so much food income there being denied there from Sheikh, and the situation is starting to get pretty dire here from Sheikh's point of view. You know, the best way in is really mass artillery, but there's no way now with that artillery infantry going down. He's frantically building another one up behind, but
more reinforcements have arrived.
He's kind of boxed himself into a corner, I must say, at this point, so he's going to try his best to get something up. Because you can't really poke on the side from the Carolinians because the 26 range longbows are just happy to get some damage on the musketeers before they even engage at any points. Bills on the top side having to run away, but it's the barracks going down and just batches of units coming out, freshly trained, getting picked off straight away. And I think this is going to be it, really, from Sheikh's point of view. Passi now taking a command and score lead. Half of the eco here from Sheikh is inactive. Some of the tops are inactive as well. These are inactive. These are working, but a couple are just a couple are not as much. All the trees have been taken down as well, so these are just some gold tops behind this. But it's the town centre with 17 bills is the problem. Yeah, you could go melon, buy back an explorer, but with no big shipment like heavy cannons, there's no defense, and he calls it GG. And the third game goes to Passi. Well played, though. Bronk is saying Passi is OP today, and I just love these games. There's so much cool and crazy, shocking, terrible, amazing. These are the games where all the action's at. You can have your Maito versus Kaiser Klein. Oh, who can get that better micro on that 8th Hussar in that 8 Huss mirror micro? But this is where the action's at. This is the fun shenanigans. And Passi and his artillery micro and his CBA with this game, I was going to right click with my longbows, is just showing how the game's been played. And what a good game it was for that one. Villager population, yeah. I mean, obviously you can't really compare villager populations in this matchup, but I would note that Passi's economy did not take off how it should have in the mid game. It was a little bit curtailed, focused on the fighting. There's a little bit of raiding there from Sheikh, but not really that much. But some of these villagers were kind of lost needlessly, I think. They could have been better protected. I was expecting more of a boom here there from Passi, and there's moments in time where just Sheikh just looked like he had basically the game in the bag, could do anything and everything, but aged up and took the fight before the age up came in, before the techs, before the heavy cannons, and that just basically handed the momentum over to Passi. And yeah, and I will give credit, once the momentum there was with the Brit player, Passi was able to take that forward, march on, pick off the buildings, and secure the victory there. So fair play to that one. And I got saying, yeah, Passi is really well prepared. Passi is prepared clinically for the series, Bronk is saying. And yeah, good games. Right, thanks for watching, and we'll move on to the next one.